My wedding night, my name is Emily. I was 24 years old when I married my best friend Alex. We had known each other for 5 years. We met in college in a small town in Colorado. He was the quiet boy who always helped me carry my heavy books. I was the girl who laughed too loud. From the first day, we felt something special. Our wedding day was beautiful. The sun shone bright in the blue sky. White flowers covered the church. My white dress felt like a cloud. When I walked down the aisle, Alex looked at me with tears in his eyes. He wore a black suit and smiled like he had won the whole world. Our families and friends sat on both sides. My mother cried happy tears. Alex's father patted his back proudly. "I do," I said softly. "I do," Alex answered strongly. We kissed and everyone clapped. The sound filled the church like music. At that moment, I felt the happiest I had ever been. After the ceremony, we had a small reception in the garden. There were tables with white tablecloths, pretty lights in the trees, and a big chocolate cake. We danced our first dance to our favorite song, "Can't Help Falling in Love." Alex held me close. I could feel his heart beating fast. "You look like a dream," he whispered. "And you look like my forever," I replied. We laughed, cut the cake, and took many pictures. Everyone told stories about us. My best friend Sarah said, "Emily waited for the right one, and she found him." Alex's brother joked about how Alex used to be shy but changed completely after meeting me. As the sun went down, it was time to leave for our honeymoon hotel. Alex had saved money for months to book a nice room in the mountains. We said goodbye to everyone and got into the car. My heart was beating fast. This was our wedding night. The drive was quiet and peaceful. The mountain road was dark, but the stars were bright above us. Alex held my hand the whole time. "Are you nervous?" he asked. "A little," I said honestly. "But mostly I'm happy." "Me too," he smiled. "I can't believe you're my wife now." When we reached the hotel, it was like a fairy tale. The lobby had warm lights and soft music. The kind lady at the front desk gave us the key to the honeymoon suite and smiled. "Congratulations." Our room was on the top floor. When Alex opened the door, I gasped. There were red rose petals on the big bed. Soft candles glowed on the table. Through the big window, we could see the dark mountains and the shining stars. A bottle of sparkling juice waited for us, no alcohol, because Alex knew I didn't like it. "Wow," I said. Alex laughed softly. I wanted our first night to be perfect. We took off our wedding shoes. I changed into a simple white nightgown. Alex wore comfortable clothes. We sat on the bed together. For a few minutes, we were quiet. It felt strange and wonderful at the same time. We were married. This was real. Alex took my hand. "Emily, I want to tell you something." I looked into his brown eyes. "Before I met you, I was scared to love someone," he said. "My parents fought a lot when I was young. I thought maybe love always ends in pain. But you changed everything. You showed me that love can be safe. You are my home." Tears came to my eyes. I touched his face gently. "Alex, I was scared too," I told him. "I thought I was too loud or too much for anyone, but you always listened. You made me feel beautiful even on bad days. Today, when I said I do, I meant it with all my heart. I wanted to build a life with you through happy times and hard times." We hugged for a long time. His arms felt strong and warm. Then we talked. We talked about our dreams. Alex wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to write children's books. We laughed about our first date when he spilled coffee on his shirt. We remembered the night he proposed in the park with a small ring and a big heart. Slowly, Alex kissed me. It was soft and full of love. On our wedding night, we did not rush. We took our time to discover each other with care and respect. Every touch felt like a promise. Every whisper was full of thanks. We felt close in a way we had never felt before. Later, we lay together under the warm blanket. The candles were still glowing softly. Alex played with my hair. "I love you, Mrs. Thompson," he said with a smile. "I love you more, Mr. Thompson." I answered. We fell asleep holding each other. Outside, the mountain wind blew gently. Inside, our hearts were full. The next morning, sunlight came through the window. I woke up first and watched Alex sleep for a minute. He looked peaceful. I thought about our future, maybe a small house, maybe children one day, maybe many adventures together. When he woke up, he smiled at me. "Good morning, wife." "Good morning, husband." We ordered breakfast in the room, pancakes, fruit, and hot coffee. We ate on the balcony and watched the mountains. The air was fresh and cool. That wedding night taught me something important. Love is not only about big feelings or perfect days. It is about choosing each other every day. It is about being kind, patient, and honest. It is about two people becoming one team for life. Years later, when people ask me about my favorite memory, I always say the same thing: my wedding night. Not because it was fancy, but because it was the beginning of our real story. A story of two imperfect people who promised to love each other perfectly. The honeymoon adventure. The morning after our wedding felt different from every other morning in my life. For the first time, I woke up as a wife. Alex and I finished our breakfast on the balcony while the mountains stood tall around us. The sunlight painted the peaks gold, and the cool breeze carried the scent of pine trees. "This view never gets old," I said. Alex smiled. "Neither do you." I rolled my eyes and laughed. "That was cheesy. You married a cheesy man, and I'm very lucky." After breakfast, we decided to explore the small mountain town near our hotel. We put on comfortable clothes and walked hand in hand down a quiet street lined with little shops. Everything seemed brighter than usual. Maybe it was because I was happy. Maybe it was because I kept looking at the wedding ring on my finger. Alex noticed me staring at it, still getting used to it. He asked, a little. He lifted his own hand and looked at his ring. Me too. We stopped at a bookstore filled with old wooden shelves. The smell of books wrapped around us like a warm blanket. "This place is perfect," I whispered. Alex laughed. "I knew you'd say that." I wandered through the aisles while Alex looked at history books. Eventually, I found a section of children's stories. One day, I thought maybe I'll write my own book and see it sitting on a shelf like this. Alex appeared beside me. "What are you thinking about?" "My dream. Writing." "Writing?" I nodded. He squeezed my shoulder. "You'll do it." His confidence in me always felt stronger than my own. Later, we found a small cafe near the town square. We sat outside under a colorful umbrella and shared a slice of apple pie. "Do you ever think about where we'll live?" I asked. "All the time." "And?" Alex leaned back. "I want a house with a porch." "A porch?" "Absolutely." I laughed. "That's your big dream?" "No. My big dream is filling that porch with memories." His answer made my heart melt. The afternoon passed slowly. We visited a local art gallery, walked beside a mountain stream, and took dozens of pictures. At one point, we found a wooden bridge crossing a river. "Let's take a selfie," I said. Alex groaned dramatically. "You've already taken 20, 22. Emily." I pulled him closer. Smile. The picture turned out perfect. His arm was around my shoulders, and we both looked genuinely happy. That evening, we returned to the hotel, tired but content. As the sun disappeared behind the mountains, we sat near a fire pit outside the lodge. Other couples sat nearby, talking quietly. Alex stared into the flames. "What are you thinking about now?" I asked. He smiled. 5 years ago, I was too shy to ask you to dinner. You eventually asked, after 3 months. True. I was terrified. I laughed. "I know." "How?" "Because your voice cracked when you asked." His face turned red. "Emily." It did. We both burst out laughing. The fire crackled softly between us. After a few moments, Alex grew serious. "Can I tell you something?" "Of course." I still get nervous. Nervous about what? He looked at me carefully. Being a good husband. The answer surprised me. You are a good husband. I want to be better than good. I reached for his hand. Alex, we're not going to be perfect. I know. We'll make mistakes. Probably a lot. We'll argue sometimes. He nodded, double quotes, probably, double quotes, but we'll figure it out together. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then Alex squeezed my hand. Together. That word felt important. Not me. Not him. Us. Together. When we returned to our room. The stars were shining brightly outside the window. We sat on the couch and looked through the photographs we had taken during the day. Some were beautiful, some were blurry. Some captured us laughing so hard that neither of us could keep still. This one is my favorite. Alex said it was the picture from the bridge. Why this one? I asked. Because that's exactly how I want to remember us. I looked closer. What do you mean? He smiled. Happy, comfortable, real. I leaned against his shoulder. I like that. We spent the rest of the evening talking about everything and nothing. Future vacations. Favorite movies. Possible baby names someday. Countries we wanted to visit. The books we wanted to read. The life we hoped to build. Eventually, exhaustion caught up with us. We turned off the lights and climbed into bed. The room became quiet. Outside. The mountain wind whispered through the trees. Emily, Alex said softly. Yes. Thank you. For what? For choosing me. My eyes filled with tears. There was never anyone else. The silence that followed felt peaceful. Safe. The kind of silence that exists only between two people who truly trust each other. Before falling asleep, I rested my head on his chest and listened to his heartbeat. For the first time, I understood something important. Marriage wasn't a finish line. It wasn't the end of a love story. It was the beginning of a much bigger one. And ours was only getting started. Our forever home. The honeymoon ended too quickly. A few days later, Alex and I packed our bags and left the mountains behind. As beautiful as the hotel had been, we were excited for something even more important. We were going home. Well, not exactly home. We were moving into our first apartment together. It wasn't fancy. The building was old, the kitchen was small, and the living room carpet had clearly seen better days. But when we unlocked the door for the first time as husband and wife, it felt perfect. This is it, Alex said. Our first home. We stood in the empty living room and looked around. There was no furniture yet. No decorations. No pictures on the walls. Just possibilities, suddenly. Alex grabbed my hand. What are you doing? I laughed, dancing. There's no music. There doesn't need to be. He pulled me into the middle of the empty room. Together we danced in silence, laughing the entire time. It became one of my favorite memories. The first year of marriage was wonderful and difficult. And beautiful and messy, sometimes all at once. We learned things about each other that dating had never revealed. Alex left cabinet doors open. I left books everywhere. He woke up early. I like sleeping late. He was organized. I was creative chaos. At first. Little things annoyed us. But eventually, we learned to laugh about them. One evening, I came home to find sticky notes all over the apartment. One was on the kitchen cabinet, close to me. Another was on a lamp, not a bookshelf. And another was stuck to one of my novels. Please don't leave me on the floor. I laughed so hard I nearly cried. That night, I secretly placed a note on his desk. Relax. Life isn't a spreadsheet. The next morning, he found it and laughed. From then on, the notes became our tradition. Years passed. Alex became a teacher just as he had always dreamed. The students loved him. He had a gift for making people feel important. I started writing in my spare time. At first, nobody read my stories except Alex. And he read every single one, every draft, every chapter, every idea, even the terrible ones. Evening. After years of trying, I received an email from a publisher. My first children's book had been accepted. I screamed so loudly that Alex thought something terrible had happened. When I showed him the email, he picked me up and spun me around the room. "I told you," he said. "You told me what?" "You'd do it." A year later, my book sat on the shelf of a bookstore, just like I had dreamed and just like Alex had promised. Life continued to move forward. We bought a small house with a white porch. Alex never forgot that dream. The house wasn't large, but it was ours. We planted flowers in the front yard, hung family photos in the hallway, filled the rooms with laughter. And eventually our family grew. The day our daughter was born, Alex cried more than anyone in the hospital, including me. When the nurse placed the baby in his arms, he looked completely amazed. "She's perfect," he whispered. Years later, our son arrived and completed our little family. The house became louder. Messier. Busier. And happier. There were bedtime stories. School concerts. Family vacations. Birthday cakes. Christmas. Mornings. And countless ordinary days that somehow became extraordinary simply because we spent them together. Of course, life wasn't always easy. There were difficult seasons too. Financial struggles, unexpected losses, moments of fear and uncertainty, but every challenge taught us the lesson we had learned on our wedding night. We were a team. Whenever one of us felt weak, the other stepped forward. Whenever one of us felt lost, the other helped find the way. That promise we made years ago, through happy times and hard times, wasn't just something we said. It became the foundation of our lives. Decades passed, our children grew up, then they had children of their own. Little house with the white porch became a gathering place for birthdays, holidays, and family dinners. One summer evening, many years after our wedding, Alex and I sat together on that porch. The sunset painted the sky orange and pink. Our grandchildren played in the yard. Laughter floated through the warm air. Alex reached for my hand. His hair was gray now. Mine was too. But when he smiled, I still saw the young man who had waited for me at the end of the church aisle. "Remember our wedding night?" he asked. I smiled. "Of course. You said you wanted to build a life together." I looked around. At the house. At our family. At the memories surrounding us. "I think we did." He nodded. "I think so too." We sat quietly for a while, the same comfortable silence we had shared all those years ago. And Alex squeezed my hand gently. "Emily?" "Yes. If I had another lifetime, I'd choose you again." Tears filled my eyes without hesitation. I answered, "So would I." The sun slowly disappeared below the horizon. The grandchildren laughed. The porch creaked softly beneath our chairs. And in that moment, I realized something. The greatest part of our story was never the wedding, not the flowers. Not the honeymoon, not even the wedding night. The greatest part was every ordinary day that came after. Every breakfast, every conversation. Every challenge, every laugh. Every choice to love each other again and again. That was our real love story, and it was more beautiful than either of us had imagined. The end. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, comment, "True love," if you believe real love is built day by day. Subscribe for more heartwarming romance and life-changing stories. Share the story with someone you love.